everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today is another mini pick a card. We're going to be looking at one thing you are currently learning right now. So that being said, there is 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is the pink pyramid. Pile 2 is the pink seashell. And lastly, pile 3 is the purple fairy quartz or aura quartz. So if you've never picked a card before, I'll give you a little explanation on how to do that now. If you do know how to, you can go ahead and choose your piles and I'll see you in your card readings. So for those of you who have never done pick a card reading before, a great way to start is just trying to bring down your heart rate, bring down the mental energy you might have right now. So if it's possible, it's always useful to be able to close your eyes, take a deep breath in down through the nose, all the way down into the lower diaphragm, and then exhaling out the mouth. And just doing this a few times. You might even want to add an intentional sigh for the exhale. Just really releasing anything that's not serving you, any additional stress that you're feeling able to let go of. And as we do this, it slowly brings our awareness back into the body and a little bit less in the mind. So if your eyes are still closed and you're not feeling quite grounded, you might also just want to start to really feel into the feet on the floor. Maybe acknowledging any thoughts or parts of yourself that are coming up, that are resisting, that are resisting calm, resisting peace. Always acknowledging them, asking them what they're trying to tell you, and then just letting them know you'll get back to them later. And then before opening your eyes, asking yourself, is there a message for me in one of these piles? Then opening your eyes, taking a look at the colors, the shapes, the items on the piles, seeing if there's an image or anything that stands out to you that's making you feel like there's just something about that pile that's intriguing you or drawing you to it. There's no wrong or right way to choose a pile. It's very intuitive, I will say. For those who like numbers, sometimes you can go into the description box below and see the timestamps for each pile. There could be a number there that resonates with you, that means something to you, or you might just even be seeing a lot lately. And if you're not feeling drawn to any of the piles, sometimes it can be that we need to ground ourselves a little bit more, or it could be that this card reading doesn't have a message for you. And if that's the case, feel free to go and peruse YouTube. I'm sure there'll be a card reading for you out there. All right, so now you know all you need to know, and I'll see you in your card readings. Hello, pile 1s. You chose the pink pyramid. I will just place it right over here by the selenite. So one thing your guides wanted you to know that you were learning right now, we have courage, we have life energy, wait for winter, healing, and we also have call on your angels. Okay. Very interesting. I want to put the 2 purple cards together. I don't know why. I just do, so I will. There we go. Okay, we have everything in frame here. So what's really neat is that you chose a pyramid, the rose quartz pyramid, and there's a pyramid in this card right there. A little pyramid. I'm feeling like the thing you're learning right now is, how do I put this? Kind of, you know what, it's funny, it's like one lesson, but I feel like it's multifaceted. Like the lesson is that that it's not so scary to sit with yourself and to really get to know different parts of yourself. The courage part comes in, I believe, because it's like learning to have courage to see what's going on inside yourself. And once you do, I feel like there's a lot of messages coming through when you sit with yourself there's a lot of healing that happens, and clarity too. I just keep getting clarity a lot, which will then, I feel like, help you kind of find that spark again, that life spark, that passion, that direction you want to go in. Because Wait for Winter is like a very like foggy, like confusion card. Like someone is like, all right, I have all these ideas, I have all these intuitive messages coming in, but I don't really know what to do with them all. I just don't really know where to go with it. And then with healing, this talks about how you're able to be a healer and heal others as well as yourself. And I'm really drawn in this card to being able to focus that healing energy on self. And through that, and even like with this card here, there's like a question mark on this person's head. Like I just keep feeling like it's like really learning who you are, what you're wanting for yourself, and how you work. That's really what comes through, like learning how you work to understand how to be strong in yourself, how to feel strong in yourself. That's probably a better wording. Learning how to feel strong in yourself by embracing all the parts of you and understanding what they're trying to say to you. So I did mention in the last couple of card readings, like if you're watching this as this comes out, there's so much stuff coming up around parts work. I don't know if it's a winter theme, if it's this month's theme, or what is going on, but it keeps coming through about starting to do lots of parts work. So internal family systems work would be like what that is referring to, and about how when you learn how to accept and sit with all those parts of yourself and how they're trying to serve you, you feel like you're able to get more clarity about where you're being called. Because right now I do feel like there might just be a lot of different parts coming up trying to keep you safe. So they might be in conflict with what you're wanting to do. And I wonder if some of this confusion is coming from certain parts of you being like, we can't do that because that doesn't feel safe to me. But you, your higher self, your soul, adult you, present you, however you like to refer to yourself, you of the now, is really feeling drawn to this next level or this expansion. And there's this part in you who is like basically trying to stop you from doing it, because it's just like, whoa. We are not going to be safe doing that. So I feel like what you're learning is that when you have an opportunity to sit with all those parts of yourself and hear what they're doing, why they're doing it, it really helps you, one, be able to kind of, like, for lack of better words, get them on the same page as you. And I just feel like there's so much clarity that comes from it, and so much, like, there's just so much more life force energy. There's so much more compassion that comes from it too. As soon as I see sunflowers, I always think of compassion for those parts of you, for what they are trying to keep you safe from. But being able to rise from that and really get that clarity that you've been maybe not feeling like you've had. So I just, really want to reiterate is realizing that you can actually sit with all parts of yourself, and that it's not so scary or intimidating. And I want to just like really clarify that I know that's a funny thing to say someone's learning, but I actually think it's something that we don't even realize is a possibility most of the time. So I really feel like there's so much here about how like growing in self-compassion for yourself is actually what builds like this strong pyramid, this strong shape, for you to feel grounded and safe and supported in your body by yourself. Like, not that you won't have support systems, but you'll feel like you can get your own back. Like you've got yourself, you can trust yourself. And that's actually a pretty powerful thing. So why I see courage coming through is just, at first I do believe it's going to take courage to look at all these parts. But once that is done, I just feel like there's going to be this beautiful unfolding for this pile. And if this is something you're currently learning, I imagine you're already going through this now, where you're starting to dip into different parts of yourself, or starting to connect to different sensations in the bodies with different warning signs from a part of yourself, perhaps, that's trying to tell you something to keep you safe, or just working on that communication and understanding how they all work together, all these different protectors and managers and analyzers and all those things that you have within you. We all have within us. So it's kind of cool. I was supposed to be one thing you're learning right now, but I feel like I really keep getting like, once this season, whatever season you're seeing this in, passes, you're going to come out of it with a lot more clarity in direction. And I just keep getting a lot more self-compassion, and you're really learning how to feel safe and strong and supported by yourself in your own body. So you might be someone who has struggled with feeling like you've got your own back, like you can handle any situation that comes forward, like you can keep yourself safe. Yeah, so this is going to be pretty huge, I think. This is one of those things where, as I'm saying it, it can maybe seem like a little bit of a small thing, but how it impacts your small day-to-day interactions is going to be massive. So that's really exciting. You're on a little journey right now of self-discovery, self-love, self-growth, and complete self-acceptance, I would say. So good luck on that adventure. I feel like I'm just like, wow, that's pretty big. So hope you enjoy that. I'm gonna leave this here, and thanks for watching my video. Maybe I'll see you in another pick a card reading. Hello, Pile 2s. You chose the pink seashell. I'll just put it right over here. So we're just looking at one thing you're learning right now. We have seeking and finding, moving, self-employment. We also have downtime. I love that comes out right after self-employment. Share a breath, celebration, ooh, that's a happy card, and transformation, as well as moderation. Ooh, okay. I can't help but notice, and maybe you're noticing this too if you're looking at the cards with me, there is a lot of green and there's also a lot of this, I don't know if I quite would call it pink or purple. It's like somewhere in between both of them. Like this is maybe more purple, but this looks more pink, but they kind of look like the same color at the same time. So, yeah, interesting. Interesting. That would just maybe symbolize a lot of heart energy going on right now. Lots of heart chakra coming through. Okay, so kind of like pile 1, there's a bit of a multifaceted message here where it's like you're learning one thing, but ultimately through that thing you're learning a bunch of small lessons and things as well. Self-employment. I could see for this pile 1 that you could either be someone who is self-employed or you're someone who is moving towards more self-employment. So you might be contracted out by other people sometimes, or you might have a part-time job as well. But it's very interesting. The thing that's coming through strongly is like learning to really trust where you feel like you need to go, and specifically trusting that you know when you need to leave something. That is a very interesting lesson. And I can also see why it would be a very tiring lesson, which is kind of something that's coming through here, where it's like understanding that if you know you have to let go of something, that there could be a lot of emotions that need to be processed around that, a lot of grief, like change in identity, change in just what you've been doing, change in your roles, that there is a natural grief that needs to come through with that. And downtime, transformation, celebration, moderation, these cards are all talking about and sharing a breath. Yeah, about even if you are, say, moving into more work, more solo work, like where you're more accountable or more responsible for things, I do feel like it's saying like to learn from past mistakes of burnout is what I'm getting, and that understanding that the best way for someone to be their best, most energetic self, vibrant self, is to have more balance. So that's where the moderation really comes in. And transformation talks a lot about not repeating past cycles. So this is going to be super random, but for those of you where perhaps one of your parents or a mentor you really, really admired, you watched them work so hard they burnt themselves to the ground, or you watched them sacrifice all the other things in life just for their career. I shouldn't say just for their career, but I just mean like they were doing all of that to further their career, but it didn't further anything else. So there is something about you having this wisdom or this perspective that you've seen from, I believe, an outsider. So it wasn't something maybe that you directly experienced, but you witnessed other people going into this. So it's just like a reminder that it is important to incorporate that balanced downtime, that balanced time to, even like with the celebration, like in that downtime, that gives us time to really appreciate the now. Because if you've also noticed, people will get like a raise or a promotion, and just like that, it's like over. They're excited for a day, maybe for a week if they're really, really great at appreciating the circumstance and change. But then they're like, all right, next thing. So in this downtime, there's even like this ability to really appreciate what you worked so hard for. And just being really present with it. Like right now, I'm so lucky to have gotten this thing. I worked so hard for this. I'm so grateful. But I also do feel like so much keeps coming up around knowing when to leave a situation, knowing when to leave maybe even a client or an agreement. That is coming through so strongly with these top cards. So maybe you're even just needing this confirmation as you're coming across this reading, that you're learning to trust yourself, and that if you feel like something isn't for you anymore, then ultimately it's up to you to shed that old skin, shed that old thing, and move on to the next thing. Trust your intuition, and when you trust it, it will most likely leave you to a place where you'll find something that aligns more, that you can feel like is thriving more. So yeah, the lesson really is trusting yourself, trusting that you are sensing things correctly. And sharing a breath. This talks about, once again, like not doing everything on your own, like being able to share some of this with someone else. So it's very curious. I wonder if it's just even like a little lesson that, like even if you are self-employed, like sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need to outsource things out. Like sometimes we need to be able to refer someone to someone else. We don't always have to like find all the solutions ourselves. We don't need to be an expert at everything. So yeah, what an interesting message. So much though about the heart chakra coming through. So I would really maybe get curious about that as well, because like this theme of trusting your instincts, trusting yourself, doesn't normally in my experience attach to the heart chakra, but the letting yourself kind of receive, give, not have to be responsible for everything, being able to walk away from certain responsibilities, that maybe is where it's coming in with the heart chakra. Is like sometimes we can carry a lot of responsibilities there, and we can attach it to our ability to be loved or valued. Still feel like that's a little more solar plexus, but we all carry our beliefs in different parts of the body. So I'm just going to point that out with the heart chakra because it is coming through pretty strongly, and that might be something to look into, or maybe you hear a lot, is to open your heart chakra more or to balance it more, something like that. So anyways, this is all I have for you. I'm wishing you the best of luck. I do feel like this actually feels like very exciting energy overall. Even though it's like something you're learning, it's just like it says like celebrate, that there's so much like things are going to be more beautiful. Things are going to be lighter. Yeah, it has like a very, like some lessons are really like heavy, but this one feels like it leads to a lot of celebration, a lot of joy. So I'm excited for that energy for you. And I'm hoping as you're seeing this, you're starting to experience it already. But if not, I feel like it will be coming soon for you. So anyways, have a good one. And maybe I'll catch you in another pick a card reading sometime. Hello, pile threes. You chose the purple fairy quartz. I'll just add it to all the other selections over here in the corner. So let's look at one thing that you're learning right now. We have realizations and epiphanies. Well, that's a great start. Motivation, super cool. And religion and spirituality. As well as clarifying cards, we got inner child. We have precious time. And then we also have new beginnings. claim your boundaries, and time for crayons. Time for more play. Okay. Ooh, you know what? I mean, maybe I'll just take a second here, but I feel like your pile actually isn't the clearest on one thing you're learning right now. I wonder if you're learning a few things and they're trying to sneak them into one reading. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so I'm not sure if I would quite say this is a lesson or more of a realization, which is interesting that you did get realizations and epiphanies. I wonder if you were just like doing your thing. Maybe you were in a yoga class or in a meditation or at some sort of like class, course, or retreat or something like that. And I feel like something just hit you, like where you're like realizing how much time everybody has in life. Like everyone only has so much time. And I you know what I could almost see is maybe you were looking at statistics where it's like how many hours does someone spend sleeping in their life? How many hours on average does someone spend, using the toilet in a year? Like, I don't know. I feel like you were looking at things like that, or that kind of like kind of thoughts were coming in. And then it's almost like realizing like I like really need to make the most of my time. That's why I feel like it feels like an epiphany, because I feel like something happened that really hit you, like really hit you. Like you full body understood this and the gravity of like the importance of like the now, of like enjoying life now. So once again, I'm not sure if that's a lesson or just a realization or a revelation or an epiphany, but I do feel like that thing happening cascaded you into a whole nother thing. Like claiming your time is what I'm seeing here, like setting firm time boundaries about how much work, how much maybe chores or like other stuff that just were not really like making you feel like you were loving life. I'll say things that are very routine, things that were very just, things that have to get done, but like they're just taking up too much time is what I keep getting. And spending time on being like, what do I want to do with it? I want to play more. I want to like do things for the joy of it more. I want to like, I really feel like embrace my inner child. Like, I do feel like that, like the child of play. Like, what did I love doing when I was a kid? And that might have been something that you like use to figure out what you wanted to do. Like, maybe you're trying to pick up new hobbies. Maybe you're experimenting with new, like, fun adventures. Like, I could see you being like, I'm going to take like, I don't think it's a paint class because I feel like it's more random than that, but something like that, maybe a pottery class or learning how to knit, or some of you may even be learning how to scuba dive. Like it's so like it could be anything. And I feel like it's like the new beginnings coming in is definitely like I feel like you connecting with what did I want to do as a kid? What did I want my life to look like? And then setting a very firm like rules, like no emails after 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. or something like that. You might even have chosen 3 p.m. Like good on you. But it's something like that. And it's really, really cool that this like I feel like hit so deep that you set like such firm boundaries to honor yourself, to honor your time, and I even feel like other people's time. Like this card does talk about like making sure no one's time is wasted. So not just your own, but others as well. You wonder if you've even realized that when you have an ability to know that you're going to go do something fun, if you're able to focus on the work you need done quicker, like you're just like, I finished this is my time. It's like 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, whatever amount of time you've decided. And it's like, I know I'm going to work and do that time because I know afterwards I get the reward. I get to play. I get to do the thing I'm really excited to do. It feels more fulfilling. It feels way more balanced. But I think the emphasis on this reading that's coming through is that revelation about time and wanting to be in a life that had more play, more creativity, more joy, more just like for the fun of it. So I'm not sure how you would word that for lessons, my friends, but I'll leave that to you. You had a huge perspective shift, but I do feel like it could have been something like when I see religion, spirituality related, you feel like it could have been something related to that. Like that's why I could even see it just being like a yoga class. Maybe you were at somebody's wedding or someone's funeral and just really, really feeling that like clarifying moment. So this is huge impact. This is huge impact on life. And it even makes sense why you chose the fairy quartz, because they're all about playing and like discovering that connection to that childlike energy again, that doing things for joy, doing things without thinking about it having to mean anything or have an end goal. It's just literally for the joy of it. So that's really cool. Yeah, this is all I have for you. I keep kind of trying to be like, what else can I say here? But despite the fact that I think you got the most cards, the message is the clearest, which is really cool. So congratulations. Anyways, it's super great to see that this is something that's alive in you, I want to say. Alive in your life again. Super, super cool. I'm going to leave it here, but thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Enjoy the fun, whatever that might be. You might literally be coloring with crayons. I'm not sure. It seems like a funny thought, though, because crayons are pretty hard to actually draw with. Like, we set kids up for failure. Those things are not efficient at making pictures. So anyways, you have a good one, and I'll catch you around sometime.